As you all know, Minecraft has a lot of backlogged features that were promised by the developers to come to the game eventually, such as the content from 2018 and 2019 community biome votes. Now, we already know that the taiga and the mountains have already been added to the game because they won their respective votes, with the swamp biome updates following not long after, even though this was a runner-up in its biome votes. The biomes we have left are the Badlands, Savanna, and the desert features, which the community has been waiting a very long time for. In the most recent mob vote, the armadillo won, which can spawn in places such as the Savanna and the Badlands biomes. Wouldn't it be the perfect time to add termites to the game, considering armadillos eat these kind of insects in real life? Let's start with the desert biome content. This wasn't favored by the community, as it only featured palm trees and meerkats in the official trailer. Before we do go any further, I would love to know, between the three biomes I'm showing you today, if they did a revote, what would you pick? Here is a classic example of the Minecraft community jumping to conclusions too early. Although this was only two features shown, being the likes of the palm trees and the meerkats, this could have opened the possibility of even more features, such as a palm tree wood set, or even the likes of your coconuts. Now, these coconuts can be consumed. Better yet, you can right-click on a coconut and get yourself a milk bucket. Alongside that, you can also consume a coconut half. First, it needs to be opened though, into a coconut chunk. Then you can consume it. Palm trees aren't like any other kind of tree in Minecraft. They are very durable. If you were to fire a projectile at it, something like arrows, in fact, it bounces back. It doesn't actually stick into the log. Now, this also applies for the stripped versions. It applies for the planks. It applies also for the likes of your slabs, and even the likes of the trapdoors, and so much more. What about a door, though? It also applies to doors as well. Now, this can be really useful if you're in the ocean. As you know, if you were to fire an arrow at something like an oak boat and your friend was in it, it could be a great way to troll them. If you were using one that's crafted with palm planks, like previously, it is just going to bounce back. So no trolling can happen with this one. As for the palm tree itself, they will naturally spawn in a desert that is close to a body of water. Palm trees can just be mined using an axe like any other type of tree. Now, eventually, they will drop a sapling in the form of a coconut sapling. But palm leaves are so much more advanced compared to regular trees. If you grab enough of these inside of a crafting table, you're able to make something called thatch, which can be used for decoration purposes. You can actually use this to make not only the block, but also stairs as well. Just think of the really cool designs you'd be able to make with this kind of stuff. Meerkats, on the other hand, these will spawn inside of deserts naturally and like to live in groups. Now, they can go on their hind legs and will dig burrows, where up to 5 of them are able to live inside. However, if you were to go ahead and attack one of these, let it be noted that you will be attacked by the whole entire group and banished from the desert. Here is a meerkat on its hind legs. They'll do this from time to time just to keep an eye on any prey that might be trying to injure their friends. Now, you can also go ahead and dig up the burrow. They don't like that, though. If you do that, they'll attack you because they feel threatened. You can also take a burrow back home with you, and this will entice meerkats to follow you and live at a location that you decide. But trust me, it doesn't matter how much you run, because they will just keep chasing you until they catch you. The Badlands biome features were tumbleweeds, vulture mob, and prickly pear cacti. Vultures were described as being drawn to loot from unlucky explorers, but it was later confirmed during the Minecon event that they would not steal your loot, but in fact circle it. This could then be used by players as an indication to where you possibly perished in that biome. However, in one of the later updates, being Minecraft 1.19, the developers introduced a new feature, which is called the recovery compass, which was set out to do exactly what the vulture's functionality was going to be. And this can locate things that you previously had when you died. Although I would be happy with the developers rethinking the recovery compass and introducing vultures that would circle your loot in order to find it. I think it would be more visually pleasing, and players would appreciate this a little bit more. As an alternative method on what vultures could do in Minecraft, vultures were not actually aggressive to players, but if they were fed rotten flesh, what would happen is if you did die, they would teleport to your death location and just protect it from unwanted players or in fact hostile mobs from picking your stuff up. And this is how this would work. So if I've died, the vultures would eventually teleport to my death location. So as I died over here, the vulture is teleported. If I was to spawn, let's say far away, all I'd have to do is look in the skies to find these creatures. Now you can currently see the vultures are trying to protect my death location. The cool thing about vultures though, is that they are airborne, which means it makes it a lot harder for hostile mobs to attempt to attack them. As for the new type of cactus, the prickly pear cactus, this would generate naturally inside of the Badlands biome. Very similar to the regular cactus, would inflict damage to a player if you stand too close. It also comes with 3 different growth stages. It starts out as a pear cactus. You bone meal it once, it gets an extra cactus, you do it again, and it gets another one. Now you can right-click this one, which will then prevent you from taking any damage at all. Or you can harvest this. It's going to drop a couple of things. The cactus pad with the prickly pear. And this can be consumed, but will inflict a little bit of damage to you. If you do attempt to mine this without stripping it, the player who mines it will actually take damage. But in return, you will be given the pear cactus, which you could take to a different location. Meanwhile, the cactus pad could actually be crafted into leather, just giving players another option on how to obtain it. Tumbleweeds can also be seen inside of the Badlands biome as well. Now these will do damage to not only players, but also mobs upon impact. After hitting a mob, it will also drop a seed, which can then be taken and replanted. Tumbleweeds can also be incredibly dangerous to players' builds, because if they catch fire, they will cause natural disasters. Going back to 2018, the Savanna biome lost out to the taiga. Now it's currently 2024, but it's most likely to be the biome added next to Minecraft. It featured ostriches, termites, and the baobab trees. Ostriches would just spawn naturally inside of the Savanna biome, being the biggest birds in the game. Now, although players think it would be a good idea to be able to saddle and ride this wouldn't be very practical, because unfortunately, the ostrich's legs are not strong enough to support a human. But what they are strong enough for is for kicking players. These aren't exactly a bird that you'd want to get into a fight with. And considering they are incredibly fast, they'll do a very good job at keeping up with you. Also, they like to be in groups as well. So if you pick on one, you got to deal with all of the other ones. Mojang have rapidly reduced the amount of mob drops over the last few years. In fact, the last time a mob dropped something that could be consumed was in fact mutton from a sheep. Now, in various places around the world, ostriches are actually eaten. So if you do kill an ostrich in this, it is going to drop raw ostrich. So if I do manage to kill this with fire aspect, it's going to drop a cooked version, which can be eaten. Ostriches will produce eggs over time. This cannot be consumed and eventually will produce a baby ostrich. Good luck catching ostriches though. They've got long legs and will just step over your fences. Termite mounds would generate throughout the Savanna biome, and this is where armadillos could come into play, keeping them on a tight leash and stopping them from spreading to your builds or trees nearby. If wood was placed too close to a termite mound, eventually the termites would be able to strip it of its bark and eventually making it part of their habitat. The baobab trees were seen as really large trees in the Minecraft trailer that would also spawn naturally inside of the Savanna biome. These trees would be very different from your regular Minecraft trees. They would, in fact, be hollowed out, the perfect nesting ground for the likes of an ostrich to protect itself from some kind of predator. Very similar to the mangrove tree, the baobab trees would offer a new type of flower, which would then germinate during nighttime only, which could then offer a new type of fruit for players, such as the dates. After everything you've seen today, what biome would you vote for? There are endless possibilities on what Mojang could introduce to these 3 biomes.